bull. That's what I smell. I smell it. And as we can see, my nose is pretty large. Even though I got allergies, I can still smell well enough. I know what I'm smelling when I'm smelling it. Shedeur Sanders, 5th round.
They're not just angry at the league, they're suing it. And this isn't some minor dispute. This is full-on draft day sabotage. Was there a secret plot to keep Shedeur Sanders out of the NFL? Did the league just mess with the wrong family? If so, they're about to regret every shady move they made. Because Shedeur Sanders didn't just get overlooked, he got erased, like he never existed. Draft night should have been his moment. He walked in sharp, tailored in a custom suit, calm, confident, waiting for that life-changing call. But the phone never rang. Not a text, not even a spam call about his car's extended warranty. Just silence. Meanwhile, teams spent picks on players who peaked in high school highlight reels. And there sat Shedeur, the cameras catching every second of disbelief, realizing the NFL just pulled a disappearing act worthy of a magician. Now the Sanders family is done playing nice. They've left the field for the courtroom, turning this into a real-life sports drama.
Trying to change the franchise or the coach that don't get me. So you should know history repeats itself over and over and over. And I've done it over and over and over, so it should be no question why an NFL franchise should pick me. You think I'm worried about what critics say or what people gotta say? You know who my dad is? They hated on him too. So it's like, it's almost normal. Without people hating, it's not normal for us. So we like diversity, we like everything that comes with the name.
Coach Prime, the king of swagger himself, is at the center of it, with a lawsuit that's got sports lawyers sweating. And the paperwork? Reportedly thicker than a Texas brisket sandwich. The claim? That Shedeur wasn't just ignored, he was set up, politely shown the door, escorted out of the NFL's exclusive club like a guest who showed up to a black tie gala wearing Crocs. Let's rewind. Draft night. Shedeur came in hot off a season at Colorado that made defenders rethink their careers. He survived behind an O-line that blocked like wet tissue in a thunderstorm and still dropped stats that made NFL backups look like high school scrimmage material. He was supposed to be the steal of the century, a diamond in plain sight. But as the picks rolled in, Shedeur's name stayed frozen at the bottom of the screen, like a cursed app update that refuses to load. Fans refreshed, waited, prayed. Nothing. And here's where it flipped from weird to wild.
Step in, Eli Manning-like, Deion Sanders-like, to the point where, like, you told him, hey, man, I ain't taking that psych test with the Giants. I followed you after that. I said I wasn't taking it either. Will you step in and do some of that if it's the wrong organization and say he ain't going there?
Yeah, but I'm not going to do it publicly. I'll do it privately.
Yeah. Okay.
So you said you're going to be dad. You're going to be dad. You're going to be dad.
Oh, Dad, cows come home. Yes, sir. And with Travis as well.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting that shit. I keep forgetting.
The Sanders family says this wasn't bad luck. It was sabotage with a smile. A quiet backroom agreement. A whisper network of teams keeping Shedeur out of the league. Why? Not because of talent, because of baggage. Not the airport kind. The prime effect. Cameras, Netflix crews, viral moments, and a father who can outshine half the NFL's coaches just by walking into the room. Execs panicked. They thought drafting Shedeur meant signing Deion, too. As if Coach Prime would roll into meetings in a cape, demand gold-trim lockers, and toss designer sunglasses to the staff. That spotlight scared them. So instead of embracing the fire, they iced him out. Because the league wasn't looking for flash or flair. They wanted plain, safe, beige, quarterbacks who'd nod politely, hold a clipboard, and disappear. So pick after pick, Shedeur was passed over. Meanwhile, teams drafted noodle-armed QBs with resumes so bland they might as well have been written in invisible ink. Some couldn't spell touchdown without autocorrect, but they fit the mold. Shedeur didn't. He had energy, personality, style. He could step into a press conference sharper than most owners, talk with a confidence that made reporters scramble for sound bites. And that charisma, that magnetism, was exactly what scared them. Then came the silence. The same networks that hyped Colorado like it was a Marvel movie suddenly went dark. No interviews, no outrage, just nothing. And according to the lawsuit, that silence wasn't accidental.
Also find it funny that Shedeur Sanders, who the Cleveland Browns extensively talked to in the pre-draft, extensively went to see him. Why would you go to see somebody and you thought they were a 5th round pick? Why would you go meet with a person if you felt that they were a 6th round pick and you knew you were going to take Dylan Gabriel? What I think happened was the league said, here's what we're going to do. We can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Hey, Shedeur, we'll make sure we make an example out of that. The council was going to say, you're going to slide, not to say.
It was strategic. Being marketable had become a problem. Having millions of fans was too risky. Imagine that. The same league that lives off jersey sales and highlight reels suddenly treating charisma like a crime. And it only got darker. Scouts who once hyped Shedeur as a guaranteed day 2 pick vanished. One week, he was a future starter. The next, radioactive. No visits, no calls. Ghosted harder than a bad Tinder date. Insiders whispered that front offices didn't want another Sanders with a mic and a message. Retaliation, not on paper, but in silence. A quiet wall that said, "Don't bring prime time here." And if that's true, Shedeur isn't the only one paying the price. Every young star with a famous name, a sponsorship, or a viral TikTok just got the warning, be humble or be blacklisted. This isn't about a missed draft pick anymore. It's about control. Picture Shedeur lighting up defenses in another league, mic'd up, going live on Instagram after every touchdown, calling out NFL GMs by name. Remember me? The internet would melt. And don't forget, injuries happen, quarterbacks flop. Desperation makes franchises do wild things. So when some team trots out a guy named Chad, whose last highlight was flag football in 2017, guess who suddenly looks like the smartest move they never made? The kid they erased. And then there's the lawsuit itself, the ticking time bomb in a 3-piece suit. It could hurt Shedeur's NFL chances a little, but it could also drag the league's secrets into the spotlight. Because if depositions drop, if emails leak like penalty flags, executives are going to need fireproof suits just to survive Twitter. This isn't just a case. It's a reckoning, a long, messy showdown over how the NFL treats players with famous families, players who refuse to be quiet. And here's the nightmare scenario for the league. If Shedeur dominates elsewhere, lighting up scoreboards, breaking ankles, turning defenses into traffic cones, the headlines will write themselves. The NFL fumbled a future star. That's not just a PR nightmare. That's a legacy hit. He could become the face of football's rebellion, the proof you don't need the shield to shine. Every touchdown he throws outside the league screams the same truth. They didn't just pass on talent. They passed on the future. And the silence from the NFL, it's deafening. The Sanders family didn't just toss a pebble at the league's glass house. They launched a wrecking ball straight through the living room. Now the league is standing in the rubble, forced to face the question they've been dodging since draft night. Why did Shedeur Sanders go undrafted? Because let's be real, it wasn't about football. The clock is ticking. The truth is coming, whether they like it or not. And when it hits, the fallout won't just be messy. It's going to be legendary.